In government, the Middle School Building Committee met Monday night with Compass Project Management. Brian Jarvis and Chin Lin of Compass presented to the committee the steps that have been taken thus far in the new middle school process. Then Justin Tebow presented the preliminary design program report. The report covered educational programming, the initial space summary, evaluation of existing conditions, and site development requirements. The MSBC will meet again next month. Tuesday night, due to the inclement weather, the Board of Selectmen met virtually. Chief Maurice and Chief Brooks both presented their monthly reports to the board. Both chiefs discussed the impact that the closing of Norwood Hospital has had on their departments. Following the monthly reports, the board went through a number of items in new business, including a request by the Cultural Council to increase the size of their board. The next Selectmen's meeting will be Tuesday, the 23rd. The Norwood Trails Committee met this week and discussed a number of different trail walks completed over the last month, including an exploratory trail walk at the end of Meadow Street along the Neponset River, Route 95, and the border of the airport, and a trail off of University Ave. Both have potential to be great trails, but need some development. The group also reviewed the recent Pets on the Trail walk at Father Max. The group then discussed their February walk along the trail behind Ellis Playground on February 21st at 11 a.m. The next meeting is tentatively scheduled for March 9th. The Library Board of Trustees met Tuesday night with a number of agenda items. With new library director Clayton Cheever in charge, the board is working on a decision to eliminate the noisy teens in the library agenda item as an effort to remove a bad stigma attached to the agenda proceedings.
Well, I just had a question. I was approached by Kate Teague after the last meeting, wondering, trying to understand, and I'm trying to understand why this has been part of the agenda for so long. And it was actually a request if we could remove it until it becomes an issue that warrants discussion again. She felt that it was casting a negative light on teens and youth in the library, and that's not a light we wish to cast. We want to make sure that teens are always welcome. So I'm interested if there's any background why this has been an agenda item, and if maybe we can remove it from future agendas.
A main agenda item included the budget, so the board invited former library director Charlotte Kennelly. Some budget cuts could be on the horizon, as Kennelly warned that there were areas the library could anticipate to cut back on. Other items included discussion of the hiring of new employees and general discussion of the director changeover. The Board of Trustees will meet again in March. The Airport Commission met Wednesday afternoon with a few new items of new business. Flight Level presented their concept plan for the installation of a self-serving fuel cabinet on DC-3 apron and provided an update on the hangar construction project. The Airport Commission will meet again next month. The school committee met on Wednesday night. Sigal Reese presented her biweekly report to the board. She noted that the numbers are continuing to decline in the schools and the town. Aubrey Seal, Lori Semino, and Ryan Quigley presented their data findings from the 2018 Metro West Adolescent Health Survey. The survey connected the importance of the data in informing district and town initiatives to support the health and well-being of Norwood. Dr. Thompson updated the committee on the updated reopening plans and clarified some information about the process moving forward.
Reopen schools is not necessarily one where all students are in person 5 days a week. Many students are likely to shift to a hybrid schedule with a mix of online and in-person learning, as millions of kids have so far. The arrangement is often necessary to keep class sizes small enough to meet social distancing requirements to prevent the coronavirus's spread. Other students could opt to stay virtual full-time if their families had a choice. That sounds very similar to what we are doing. I think it's important that the community realize that when the president and the governor are talking about in-person school, the people they're talking about communities that are still in remote learning for the majority of their students. Boston, Worcester, and I'm not going to comment on why those districts are still there. I am not dealing with their parameters. They are not talking about Norwood. Okay, Norwood is in a hybrid. We looked at the full in-person model. Originally, when we looked at that, when you read through after the first paragraph, after the headlines, when you talk, the CDC came out saying, was it 3 days ago, that that teachers could go back without being vaccinated. If you read the next paragraph, it was 6 feet, wearing masks, washing hands, social distancing. Small classes. Okay, it is exactly the things that Norwood has been doing since the beginning. So these are conversations about districts that are not doing what we are doing. So I need to be clear on that.
Dr. Thompson and Teresa Stewart updated the board on the middle school building committee's progress and announced there will be a second forum open to the community on Thursday, March 18th. Teresa Stewart wrapped up the meeting by reviewing the board's long-term agenda. The school committee will meet again in 2 weeks. The CPC met on Wednesday night and discussed the outcome of their articles that were voted on at town meeting this past week.
So all the 5 projects got approved. So it's just to discuss next steps. What happens now is the accounts for each project are set up by the finance department at the town hall. And then those, that I guess more or less, there'll be the money will be available. And if the next step is if they have to go out to bid, or that's up to the applicant to contact procurement at town hall to get your project moving. Once you can start discussion now. I mean, it's just a matter of accounting thing as far as flipping the starting the new accounts for the projects. But
the board talked about future projects they are working on and assigned committee members to each project. It was Pat Deshane's last meeting with the CPC, and everyone on the committee thanked him and wished him well on his new venture. The CPC will meet again on March 10th. For complete government coverage, tune into the NCM Government channel or watch it on demand at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.